Hi you guys. So today I want to talk about something a little different, something you might be interested in, something you might want to participate in. I was having myself a little pity party because my growing season is over. I put all my beds to bed, all my garden beds to bed, and it is cold and I'm trying to do some winter gardening and it's not working very well. I'm not getting enough stuff and boo-hoo. Winter is boring for me. So I got on the old YouTubes and started looking around, and I wanted a fudge recipe, so I went to a new person's site called Keto Homestead with Jess. And from her, I got over to Healthy Homestead Chick, and she had some information about this thing called Shed Wars. Have you ever heard of Shed Wars? How can I not have heard of Shed Wars? I'm a gardener. I'm a big-time gardener. I've been gardening for years and years and years. How come nobody told me about Shed Wars? So I'm like, what the hell is Shed Wars? So after a surprising amount of research I had to do, I discovered that these two guys, John from look, I even wrote all this stuff down, you guys. You know I never write stuff down. I always go off my head. But anyway, I had to write some stuff down. So from John from Willet Grow, Mark from Arkansas Woodcutter, and Robert from Homestead Aquarius. I think John and Mark started this last year as a friendly competition, really more of a collaboration between both of them to see who could grow the most food. It started as a fight, apparently, over their sheds. Who had the better shed? Who had the messier shed? Whose shed was built the strongest and the most macho? You know how guys get. So it turned into Shed Wars. That's the name. Then it turned into Garden Wars. And then they decided, why limit it to just what we can grow as far as veg and fruit? Why don't we incorporate sustainability into that action? So they brought in the concept of, if you're a fisherman, you can count your fish. If you're a hunter, you can count your meat. If you have chickens like I do, you can count that meat and the eggs. And hence, Shed Wars was born. People got wind of it. They wanted to be members of it. And the first year, last year, was just called Shed Wars. And from there, it grew. So now there are so many people interested in doing Shed Wars 21. That's what this year is going to be called, or this next growing season. Shed Wars 21, that there is several teams. There are teams in the northern and southern hemisphere. Australia is going hard and heavy at it right now because right now is their growing season. So they're already putting out videos and talking smack about us over here in the U.S. and they don't even know us yet. But I guess this is part of the deal, is fun, good-hearted razzing and poking at people and making, fun of what they're doing or being good-natured about it, but giving people a hard time. So hence, you'll hear that in a lot of these videos. At first, I was like, what? And then, oh, yeah, okay, I got it. So, part of the deal is you have to do a video entry. And in the United States, we're going to get drafted. And in the video entry, so let's talk a little bit about ourselves, about our level of gardening expertise, and nobody said this, but I think we should also say that we have agreed to abide by the few rules there are. And the rules are just things like naming convention, making 2 videos a month, harassing people when you can in a nice, good-hearted way, keeping it clean, things like that. But I will link Will It Grow's video below so you can figure out if you want to be a member of this as well. So all that said, here's me very quickly. My name is Old School Prepper. My real name is Martha. I have 5 different gardening areas. This is my big garden. I do deep mulch gardening, which means I bring in wood chips because my soil here is solid clay. And, you can't garden very well in clay. So I've been doing this. This is my 3rd or 4th year with the wood chips. So all said and done, I've got a foot of chips in here. But only after about 4 or 5 inches, you'll run into beautiful chocolate cake like loamy dirt, which is unheard of in Oregon. Over here, I have a small little test bed. It's my Ruth Stout straw bed. Here's my straw for next year. You're supposed to use spoiled straw. So I do a little testing in there. I also have a hoop house, and I have a test garden where I do my testing. It's also an in-ground garden. It's over here on the other side of the house. 5 raised beds, about 22 blueberry bushes, 2 long lines of marionberries, which is a cross between 2 different kinds of blackberries that were created in Marion County, Oregon by Oregon State University, I believe, and I am in Marion County, Oregon. I also have an herb garden, and there's my dog. Got a burn pile. I'm lucky to live in the country. Got about 18 chickens. What else? Various trees and plants that are non-fruit bearing, like rosemary, ginkgo biloba. Got a bay over there. It's my rosemary. My ginkgo's over here. And then I also do container gardening. I know that is one of the regulations is you need to grow at least one thing in a pot. So people that have almost no gardening experience or don't have any gardening experience can join in with the fun and give it a try, even if they only grow a pound of food. These are my stock tanks. Mostly what I have in here is asparagus, although I am trying to overwinter some tomatoes and tomatillos in there. It's my little herb garden. These are the old laundry tanks that your grandma had in her basement. Remember, the washing machine would drain into one, and this one would be to wash clothes by hand. I plant in those. So I've been gardening for more than 30 years, 15 of them more seriously, and my other passion is food preservation. So I do videos on taking something from seed all the way through to canning it, drying it, smoking it, dehydrating it, etc. It's a lot of fun. Feeding people has been a passion of mine for a long time. I like to teach people how to eat, and did a garden series last year called Survival Gardening 2020, and I can link that playlist as well. So this is my entry, you guys. ShedWars21. Any of my friends, I encourage you to be a member. So how do you win? How does somebody win Shed Wars? And they do have prizes, by the way. They've got some sponsors. Haas Tools is sponsoring. Last year, Baker Creek Seeds, I guess, did some sponsoring. I'm not sure who else sponsors, but we'll find out as we go. But you're on an honor system. So hi Sarah. You weigh what you harvest. And then at the end of the year, you send a total to your team captain of whatever team you're drafted into. How easy is that? Planted a bunch of garlic here in the fall. It's already coming up. Regular garlic, elephant garlic. And I'm still waiting for some of these beets to go to seed. I also saved my own seeds. And over here I planted corms and bugles. We'll see if they come up, although the birds are obviously eating. Yeah, so there you have it, you guys. I'd like to be involved in this project. It's collaborations, worldwide collaboration. Shed Wars 21. I'm in. When is the draft? I think the draft is in February or March. My video's still a little early. Check out Will It Grow's video, and he will fill in all the blanks. And special thanks to the adventures of Frank and Tina, because Frank and Tina are the ones who actually gave me the initial information about Shed Wars and what it's about, and where to go to look for information on how to become involved. Because unless you know somebody who's explaining it to you, kind of like I am, it's really kind of you're watching videos hit and miss until you can put enough information together to figure it out. But maybe that's part of it. Maybe you have to be smart enough to go through the videos and be able to figure it out on your own to even become a team member. I don't know. Maybe that's some secret trick they have. Maybe you need a dog that will take a stick. And finally, I have not seen anybody from the West Coast do a video yet. I know there's some Yankees that have done videos. Will It Grow's a Yank. He gets a lot of crap from the other 2 team guys, especially Woodcutter from Arkansas Woodcutter, because he's a good old southern boy. But where are my Yankees? And where are my West Coast peeps? Anyway, come on you guys. Get it together and let's grow some food. Shed Wars 21.